5th month 1988 HJ61. Now, I have tried to do a walk around on this HJ61 behind me many times. It's a regular customer, MrLandcruiser, and I have worked on this vehicle previous to me and Paul, MrLandcruiser, way back in the days of Smart Automotive Solutions. I used to do some how-to videos on this, some maintenance videos way back when. But I've been trying to do a walk around on this vehicle. It's been in here like 4 or 5 times. Each time we filmed it, something happens to the footage. We lose sound or there's a crackling in it. So 3rd time's a charm. Let's get this done and get a good walk around going out. So Simon, a very good friend of me, and Paul and MrLandcruiser. Simon used to be on the road with Roothy when he went up to Darwin, and when he did the show scene when I was together with Milo 2, when we built Milo 2. So this thing has been all over Australia. This engine under the bonnet here has got over 600,000 kilometers on it, and all it's had done is the pumps had a tickle from MTQ and the injectors. Other than that, this engine is still turning over on those same original bearings. It's a real testament to the 12HT. And that's why it comes to MrLandcruiser, and we look after this thing from top to bottom, all the way through the driveline, even the paint and panel, which we'll go into in a bit. Now, I've known this vehicle over 3 different colours. Original colour when Simon bought it way back when was Freeborn Red, or the 60 series red of its time. And then Simon, one of his mad decisions was to paint it with rattle cans, and it was like a battleship grey, matte finish. It was all right. It was cool. It definitely, the time was not good to it. So over a few years, rust started to really come through, and about a year and a half ago, it just got too bad, man. All down the side of the guards here was all blowing away. There was rust everywhere. There was rust poking through the rear, the lower rear quarters, and probably the worst on this vehicle was the roof gutters. Now, they were in a really bad way. So we decided, me and Paul, that there's no point in trying to fix and patch up this roof gutter. It's just, we bought 3 cars. One of them, amazingly, had no running gear in it. It was just a shell, had this beautiful roof. The rest of the car was absolute pus, but the roof on it was great. So we decided to cut it off at the pillars and then dissect it spot weld by spot weld, and it's a meticulous job. It really is. So we got that. We cut the pillars off the good shell, took it to the panel shop, and just CJ down here just went to work with the spot weld drill bit, and we lifted the full skin off, and they're actually joined just about here somewhere as well, and that whole thing comes off. And it's the only way to do it properly, really, when there's that much rot in it and it had gone through. If you guys that know their 60s, there's 3 layers there, and it's just, there's no other way of doing it, because when you get the roof skin off, you can really get in there and coat it with like wax oil and all sorts of rust preventative stuff. So once we got the roof back on there, it's had a brand new roof lining, and the 3rd colour is this beautiful is it mid blue, or I can't actually remember the exact paint code, but it's a 60 series colour, and it just come up really well. We also had at the back there, you'll see the Kmart rear bar. We had that taken off, sent to Northside blast coat. We had that blasted and painted in a matte finish, actually, or a satin finish. It come up really well. That had seen better days as well. Simon wheels this thing, or it used to anyway, and the battle scars on this vehicle was really cool. So you can't see them anymore, which is a little bit of a shame. Up here up the front, we got the Outback Accessories bull bar, and that's been on there. I think I put that on there with Simon back in the Smart Automotive days, along with the side steps here. And these side steps are really good protection for the seals. Up the front, we've supplied Simon with the JTX headlights, all 4 of them up the front there. Really is a game changer. And when you're on the highway and you're doing a lot of highway driving, especially night driving, obviously, the throw of these LEDs are just so much better than the old sealed beams that they had in them originally. Underneath, we've got the Tough Dog suspension with extended shackles there as well. They've been on there a few years now, and I think the back, if you look at this vehicle, it's always suffered from a little bit of a sag in the rear, but Simon does load this thing up with fridge ears, and he has fun in this. He tours with the kids. This thing's always got a bit of gear in the back of it, that's for sure. Up on the top here, actually it's a favourite of mine, actually, the front runner roof rack. This is like a low profile roof rack for the 60s, and they can take a fair bit of weight. On here with the brackets, we've got the Bush Company 270 XT Max awning. Now this is a full wraparound awning. Definitely something on my wish list for the future, that's for sure. These are a very cool addition, and something that I really want to have on my 60 series, which is the 3XM gull wings. Basically, they open up and you can, if you've got your fridge in there, you can get all your stuff out of there. Some guys like them, some guys like, especially if you've got dogs and stuff like that, they like the sliding windows so the dogs can stick their head out and enjoy the wind. Other than that, on the outside of this vehicle, there's not much going on. I see what, let's go underneath and look at the powerhouse. Not much non-standard going on under here. You can see the original colour that the vehicle was when Simon first bought it. We've got the pick of the bunch, the 12 HT. We've got a little boost controller here. So the standard turbo, so it needs, with the MTQ pump, needs the old boost controller. Underneath, look, gives it away here, we've got a Harrop breather kit, but I do know on the dashboard this is twin locked, so front and rear Harrop E-Lockers. When you go wheeling with this thing, it's very capable, man. It goes everywhere. But this trip into MrLandcruiser, we've done a booster master combo over there. The brakes were failing a little bit, so we've just sorted those out anyway. There's not much else to talk about in here. Let's go inside. Simon's really got it nutted out in here how he wants it. He's had it a while. He's definitely customised it his way. Now, back in the day, we've done a few cosmetic things in here over the years. One of the big ones was the door cards. His door cards were, it's done 600,000 Ks. There's going to be some wear and tear in this thing. The door cards were absolutely finished and they're all coming away. So we decided to get some, it's like a composite material. It's aluminium, really thin aluminium, and then plastic, and then aluminium. And you can get it all different colours. We went with a grey, and we've copied them, cut them out where everything needs to be. Speaker holes, all the handles, and we've just put some little rubber trim around the edges. Now this has been in here for about 3-4 years, so yeah, it's done well. Again, with the center console, Simon's center control panel was cracked and destroyed, and the switches hanging out of it, so we decided to just throw it in the bin and actually make a brand new one. We did a video on it back in the day, but he's got like SIG sockets, he's got a locker control, boost gauge in here, all the controls you need for the aircon and stuff, all your light bar switches, your work lights, and the rear light in the back, and you got your Uniden housed on there. And there's just loads more you can get in there with this panel than you could do with the standard one. So I'm really pleased with how that came on back in the day. Underneath the dash pad, we've got a clear dash, very impressive. We've got the twin cup holders that we sell here at MrLandcruiser, because there are no cup holders in this 60, because we've got the bench seat. Now, I don't think it was supposed to have the bench seat in this one, I can't remember, but anyway, this had a bucket in it, it's gone back to a bench seat. So this, I will say something about, I'm sitting on a Recaro, and this is like 80s, cool 80s seats, right? And you know, Simon looked after it really well. But every time you get in and out of this thing, it literally destroys your testicles. Unbelievable, honestly. I've been to the hospital 3 times to get them sewn back up, man. Paul doesn't even get in on the driver's side. He clambers in through the other side, because he's got bigger balls than me. Anyway, other than that, we've got a little turbo timer here, and in the back, he's got the cargo barrier. And to keep, because the aircon's not very good in these 60s, everybody knows that. He's got these covers that go up on the windows, and they try to keep a bit of heat out as well. I can see that they probably do a really good job as well. We've got the brand new roof lining above my head here that we did when we did the new roof skin. That's come a treat. Before, he didn't even have a roof lining. He just had, it was the metal. He had pulled the roof line down because it was all too far gone, and he stuck Dynamat all throughout the roof, which I can tell you was an absolute nightmare to get the remnants of it off once we'd done the roof skin. Trust me, it was painstaking to say the least. Anyway, that's the interior. Let's wrap this up. Ah! Right, so this has changed since I've last seen the vehicle. I think he's had Brock at the Bush Company do him up some a little box there. I built a box for this back in the day, but it wasn't as good as what Brock's done here. This box is nice, well carpeted. We've got some SIG sockets and some USBs, power for the fridge, and we've also got an air outlet here, so somewhere there must be a compressor tucked away. Fridge slide with the Bush Company Jules, the SnoMaster dual zone fridge. And now this is a new, I've got to say this, like I had a power board over there. It was nice and neat, took me hours to do. Simon's gone and thrown that in the bin, and he's got this power board over here, and let me tell you, it's not as neat as the one I did, that's for sure. Anyway, we'll leave it at that. Now, I don't think there's many future plans or upgrades. It's pretty decked out, this HJ60 behind me. I do know that Simon's got two young lads, and they're always out and about camping, on the beach, going forward driving, touring around. This is Simon's daily driver as well, remember that. So just keep on trucking.